my loves, welcome back to another video on my channel. For those of you who are new, I am Raveena Singh. I basically now have only a limited amount of time in this condo. Some of you already know that we are going to be moving soon, but there are two videos that I dearly want to do before we leave. One is a very requested one of my daughter's bedroom, but this one is probably the most requested video ever. So I'm finally giving you a tour of my wet kitchen, or my cooking kitchen as some would call it. This kitchen is just off my dry kitchen. Unlike my dry kitchen, which is a square, this kitchen is narrow and long. My pantry is in the middle. My laundry room is at the end on the left, while my linen closet is directly at the end but extending to the right. For those of you who have not seen these videos, I will leave the links in the description box below. So let's take a look at the kitchen. As you enter through the door from the dining area and entertainment area, you will see our back door on the right. This door allows us to go to the disposal room without carting our refuse through the house. On the left, I have mounted two square leg shelves from IKEA just to hold some decorative items. I have this chrome vase with 4 blade grass along with this old ceramic box in which I put any trinkets I need to. And on the lower shelf, I have this aluminium tray which has a chrome look, and on that I have this white marble candle holder and another one of my owl pieces. You would have seen the other piece of this set in my laundry room. Now for the other side, here is my menu planning station. I do have a video on this as well, so if you haven't watched it, you can click on the card above. Looking into the kitchen, the very first thing that you see is my refrigerator. Again, you can watch the video of my fridge organization for some inspiration and ideas on keeping your fridge organized. To be honest, most of you have seen many parts of my kitchen, but I guess you want to see it in its entirety. Above the fridge is what I call the storage of my extras. I have a set of big pots here for when I cook for friends and get-togethers, and on the top are these dollar store containers that I find useful for having my friends take some leftovers home after a party. I don't have to worry about them not returning the containers. The entire length of the kitchen has built-in cabinets below and above the counter. The kitchen is also made by Signature Kitchen and has the same glossy white finish as the entertainment area. The counter is what is known as a solid surface. This is easier to maintain than granite as it doesn't absorb water, stains can easily be removed, and is also heat tolerant. I did not choose that finish as the house came with it, but I'm pretty satisfied with it. Basically, I will say the lower portion of the kitchen is divided into 4 parts, this being the first section. In this corner, I have a tiered acrylic rack, which is in fact made for a corner, and it holds all my McCormick spices. These are spices we use regularly in our cooking, but are used in small quantities. And on the top tier, I have a jar of oil. I refill this from a large economy pack, but I find it easier to lift and use this as I cook. Next to that, I have this solid marble tray, which is actually very heavy and therefore very sturdy. I have this set of utensils and a salt jar on it. These are made of cement and are also very heavy, but I kind of like the seasoned look of the set. I've had these for quite a while now, and I think I got this from Spotlight in Singapore. Now below that is this cabinet with my pots and pans. As I plan to do a separate video on that, I will move on for the moment. Above that in this open shelf are my containers. I guess most of you have your coffee machines, but me, being a chai lover, has my ingredients for brewing my cup of tea right here. These are also from IKEA. These contain my own blend of tea, brown sugar, white sugar for the guests who prefer the sweetness. I personally prefer the caramelized flavor the brown sugar gives out when boiled with the tea leaves. And then I also have milk powder and some hot cocoa powder. Since all my ingredients for my tea are on this side, I tend to use this burner to make my tea. And this is my stove. Nothing fancy, but no complaints. The house came with this and with the hob as well. Below that is the built-in oven, which also came with the house. If I'm being honest, I don't think the quality of the oven befits the lovely kitchen, but it is still serving our purpose, so I did not change it. On the other side of the stove, I have this extendable rack for placing any hot items on. You might be wondering why I need this if the counter is a solid surface, but placing something on this works almost like a sign to other people saying, "Hot pot, please do not touch." On top of this is my spice container. This is a typical spice container that you will find in most Indian homes. I bought a regular one, removed the basic knob, and replaced it with this beautiful crystal knob I got from Amazon. Inside this, I have the spices that I use in larger quantities, such as turmeric, chili powder, cumin powder, coriander powder, mustard seeds, cumin seeds, and garam masala. I use these spices to make my own Cajun spices, fajita mix, and of course for Indian cuisine. You will be surprised how many spice blends are comprised of these spices and a few others which I keep in my fridge as I do not use those as much. Now below this is a single door cabinet. This is where I keep the containers that I use almost daily. On the top I have my glass containers from IKEA. These are for storing leftovers in the refrigerator. I have my black and white containers on this shelf, and I had a hard time keeping them organized, especially because it meant bending pretty low to see what's in the back. I did consider a pull-out rack, but finally I decided on this plastic box, which also gave me height. This is an Expedite from IKEA, and it fits and slides in perfectly, and all my containers fit perfectly too. There is no going back from this system for me. Next is the column of drawers that you've already seen in the DIY video I did recently. And lastly, this is my sink. Unlike the other marble tray, this one is faux marble and it's super light. It allows me to lift and clean below this as often as I need, and it's also easy to wipe this dry every time I need to. I do that at least once at night after I have emptied out and shined my sink. I have already shown you my under the sink organization, and that completes the lower cabinets. There are 2 more open shelves on this side of the stove, and these hold all my glassware. I have many sizes of food prep bowls here for putting the veggies and meat as I cut, and for washing or even marinating. It is just so easy to grab these bowls from here to whisk an egg or mix some sauces I want to blend and use. This one has all my glass bottles which I use for juices and milk, such as soy milk and almond milk. And these glass items are all from the store nearby my home, but there are many similar products online if you are interested. Now let's take a look at the top. Here are all my metal baskets and containers. I use this for storing homemade yogurt of different amounts. This is for storing spring onions or coriander, which I no longer use, so I might give this away when I pack for the move. And above that, I have a set of new pots which I recently got as a gift, but I am yet to use. In the second cabinet, I have colanders and a food net, all in white. This is my style of organizing. I like collecting into any one space things that have the same aesthetic. All metals there, all whites here. It makes the space look so much more pulled together. Above that, I have some containers also from IKEA, which hold the last few plastic straws we own because we have switched to metal straws. I also have a few different sizes of bamboo skewers. These are fridge organization containers with covers, which are great when I have large amounts of cheeses or tofu. And on this side here, I have a whole lot of dividers and organizers, which I keep handy, kept in these samla boxes. A few more dividers over here. And on the top, in another samla box, I have these rather deep containers with blue lids, which are practically new. I was forced to buy these when I got a takeaway dinner from IKEA because they only pack their food into these. I know I can put these to good use, so I have kept them on the top here for the moment until I have an epiphany for what they are suitable for. And that's it. That is my kitchen. If you have enjoyed this tour of my kitchen and got some ideas for your own kitchen, then don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you are new, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. As usual, I look forward to hearing from you. I upload videos every Thursday, and you can follow me on Instagram for some behind the scenes and join us on Facebook for discussions on home management and routines. There is also a corresponding article on my blog which will give you more detailed info on my kitchen. Until the next video, this is Raveena saying happy homemaking.